Yes, ready. India's economy now seems to move like a vast oil slick on the global sea for too broad, far too hard to grasp, to be contained or even shaped by any one leader sitting in Delhi stop. In recent years, the 3Ds of slower demographics, debt and deglobalization have slowed growth across the world stop. There is not a single region that is currently growing faster than its average growth rate in the last decade stop. Every country needs to lower its expectations, and the least developed countries need to lower their definition of fast growth from above 7% to above 5%. Stop. The number of countries growing that fast is shrinking rapidly. Stop. As of 2010, there were 78 countries growing faster than now. There are just 28, and India is one of them, whether you believe official growth statistics or not. Stop. The performance is, however, not necessarily cause for political celebration. Stop. The least developed economies tend to grow fastest, and India has reflected this basic development dynamic for decades. Stop. Particularly since India began opening to global trade and capital flows in the 1980s and 90s, its economy has tended to grow about 2 percentage points faster. Stop. Para. Sir, my first question is whether there is any particular strategy at all which our government is applying to control the price rise. Stop. Because we had the 3 years of the Janta rule when there was no strategy at all. Even the plan was called the rolling plan. Stop. That is why I am asking what is the strategy. Sign of interrogation. It is not my intention to theorize here or to sound scholastic, because scholastic debates are not meant for parliament, but common sense is. Stop. I firmly believe that no theory can be viable unless it can be understood by common sense. Stop. In a nutshell, I look at the economic strategy of our government in the 1980s as radically different from the past. Stop. There was hardly any difference in the styles and approaches of the previous 2 decades. Stop. The approach then was one of the demand management without caring for the supply side. Stop. The Keynesian scholars who dominated the planning process in those days presumed that the role of the government in the economy was only confined to maintaining the suitable levels of aggregate demand stock, and since the government alone could print money, the chief instrument of demand, it was also presumed that fiscal measures alone could control the entire economy stock. Thus, demand held the key to all government policies, and slowly the supply side got a back seat stop. So, when there was a glut of goods in the market, it was thought that the crisis could be warded off by discouraging savings and encouraging spending, that is, through a fiscal remedy stop para. Similarly, in a condition of scarcity, the first thing that the government would do was to tax the goods heavily, thus trying to lower consumption by artificial means. Stop the proof of all this is there in the chain of licensing procedures, the maze of statutes and laws binding business activities, all formulated during the 1970s and the 1980s. Stop in our sentence. The guiding principle then was demand creates supply. Stop. I am happy that our government has revised this stand instead of being obsessed with the demand side. For the first time, we have launched ourselves on a program to tackle the supply side. Stop. We now want to say that if the prices refuse to come down, if the inflation rate leapfrogs, the government cannot solve the problem by taxing the goods by passing laws that will only discourage consumption. Stop era. The new strategy of our government is to remove constraints on supply, on the artificial barriers between the producer and the consumer, and give the manufacturing sector a chance to function without any hindrance. Stop. The supply side economics has an emphasis on growth and not on distribution.